I was like, dude, I'm so in love with him, guys. He's just so everything. That's my man. Oh man, we saw like this one photo picture. It was sold out, and you could pre-order it at the booth. But I was like, what? It was sold out, bro. A lot of like Rengoku, not Rengoku, Choso pictures like were like just out of stock. You didn't pre-order? Fuck no. Oh, I should have got their business card though, low key. Damn it. I should have got their website cards. I could probably buy it online. God fucking damn it. Okay, whatever. I don't care anymore. Whatever.
What would you do if you lost in a video game? Would you scream?
I think I would
violently slam your desk? Maybe even annihilate your controller out of rage? Well, no matter what you end up doing, all of these things are incredibly reasonable compared to what one streamer decided to do. You see, she got so triggered over dying in a video game live on stream that she went out of her way to contact a friend of hers who just so happens to work at the game studio itself in order to wrongfully ban the streamer who killed her for an entire month.
No. No, you're lying. No. What? What the fuck?
Who just so happens to work at the game studio itself in order to wrongfully ban the streamer who killed her for an entire month without any proof, all while making it a point to tarnish his reputation to their mutual friends. But wait, it gets even worse, because in parallel to all this, she would proceed to dox his personal information, like full name and address, so that she could eventually send the police after him. Guys,
What the fuck is happening on Twitch, dude? No way that it's this serious. No fucking way.
It gets even worse, because in parallel to all this, she would proceed to dox his personal information, like full name and address, so that she could eventually send the police after him.
Over a video game?
Guys, I wish I was exaggerating here, but this all actually happened because a streamer simply died in a video game. And the best part is that much of this happened live on stream, where you can see the streamer in question lose her mind in real time while tilting harder than the Titanic. You simply don't see this every day, especially not when the game studio itself is somehow involved too. That's why I figured we had to talk about it.
Was it over Arc Raiders? Like that ass?
Let's do this. All right, so to truly understand the severity of the situation, we have to talk about extraction shooters. A game genre that was pioneered by the game Escape from Tarkov. The objective was simple. You got dropped on a map.
I get losing in a is it Extraction? It would be Extraction, right? I get like losing an Extraction game and you're just like dead and you lost all of the loot that you found. I mean, I get that, but bro, what the fuck?
With other players, and your goals were to all loot as much gear as you possibly can. The main challenge though was that in order to successfully loot things, you had to extract. And if you died, you lost everything, even the gear you brought in with you. Other players had the same goal, and you had proximity voice chat. This meant that this game was perfect to extract the worst traits imaginable in a human being, which are greed and lies. And in that sense, it wasn't too different from survival games such as DayZ. The appeal was simple. When you had a lot of valuable loot and you came across other players, how would you deal with it? Would you lie to them and then shoot them in the back of the head, or would you fight them and risk losing everything? Regardless of what you chose, it would make you react and act in ways that you never thought were possible. Because at the end of the day, that's why people played these games, to feel a rush of adrenaline that you only feel when your life is in danger. So it came as no surprise that the pioneer of this genre, Escape from Tarkov, would make a lot of money. The game would start in closed beta in 2017 and then would finally release in 2025. Within a month on Steam, it sold 1 million copies, and that's knowing that many people had already bought it in closed beta. This also meant that it single-handedly dominated the entire genre. There were no real competitors here. This is why when Arc Raiders was announced, people got very excited over the idea of a fresh game in the genre. What really helped this game as well were the content creators and insiders that played the game early and had nothing but good things to say about it. And while yes, it was incredibly hyped for a long time, and some people expected disappointment because of that, they ended up getting the absolute opposite. When the game came out on the 30th of October 2025, it was met with incredible success that no one could have ever expected. It managed to take Escape from Tarkov's formula and make it even more
Guys, I
interesting.
like Arc
Other players were
Raiders.
still
I really enjoy playing it, but games like Arc Raiders, Marathon, and there was another one. I can't remember the other one. But games like that, I get so locked in that I forget that I'm streaming. I get like so immersed into it that I forget that like I'm even live because I'm like quiet and just like locked in playing, bro. It's so bad, dude. That means you enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. It's really fun, you know what I mean? Both games are so fun. I think that like if you played one or the other, you can agree. I get that with Arena Breakout. Yeah, we don't exist. It's so enjoyable, dude. I want to play Marathon again soon.
But the concern of them killing you was way lower than the concern of getting killed by the very dangerous and smart
I know, but I get a little sad.
This would force you to drop whatever hostilities you might have against another player and work together because they're just that dangerous. And speaking of other players,
dude.
The most arguable change that this game made to the genre was an aggression-based MMR, an aggression-based ranking system. If you like to kill a lot of other players, you were usually matched with other players with the same mentality, but if you never killed a player and weren't aggressive, you were matched with non-aggressive players who wanted to work together. At the time of release, this wasn't really known to everyone. There were theories about it, but it definitely helped keep a huge chunk of their players from leaving. This is part of the reason as to why it was able to maintain such a large player base for over 6 months after release. It was able to attract people who would have never considered playing extraction shooters. Like, for example, the streamer NessieDoes. He's someone who mostly streamed and made content around the game Sea of Thieves, in which he trolled or messed around with people in the game that, in his opinion, deserve it, like hackers, for example. He would start playing Arc Raiders with the same goal, to make content, to make videos out of it, in which he tricks or trolls other people, which happens in pretty much every multiplayer game in which you interact with other players. However, at some point during early March, and while playing Arc Raiders with a friend, he'd have the very unfortunate event of coming across the streamer Peaachxo. And now I'm sure that some of you watching might be surprised here, thinking things like, wait, Mujin, this streamer has like 2,000 followers, 22 average viewers. What damage could she possibly do to this bigger streamer called Nessie? Well, if you've tried to apply to a job recently in this terrible job market, you'd understand very quickly we don't live in a world of meritocracy anymore. It's all about nepotism, which means the people that you know. Take Twitch, for example, one of the worst platforms in existence. They'll ban you for anything, and you could be one of their top 0.1% streamers, you'll probably still have a hard time reaching a real human being there. But did you know that Twitch has something called the Ambassador Program, where they pick out streamers that represent the entire brand and get a special badge and contact with the staff? Yeah, well, not to call anyone out, but there's literally people out there with 1 viewer that are a Twitch ambassador. This means that these people have direct access to Twitch staff.
This badge is a joke. Oh my god. No way. This is real? What the fuck? Yikes, dude. What? Wow.
While bigger streamers with thousands of viewers potentially don't. The point I'm making here is that you don't need a lot of viewership to have a lot of influence that could potentially cause a lot of damage to someone. And that's exactly where Peaachxo falls.
Is she a Twitch ambassador?
Here, while also weaponizing a high-ranking contact of hers that works at Embark Studios, the developer behind Arc Raiders. However, ironically, this would all eventually lead to her own total downfall. Arc Raiders' matchmaking system is very straightforward. You can queue up as a solo player, as a duo with a friend, or as a trio with 2 friends.
True.
The game will always prioritize queuing up solos with other solos, duos with other duos, etc., etc. However, like most multiplayer games, the server for Oceania are absolutely dead. So if you live in Australia or New Zealand, for example, yeah, it's going to take a long time to find a game. Even worse, if you queue up as a solo, you might encounter a duo. There simply aren't enough players to be able to match them to people queuing up just like them. The reason why I'm telling you this is because it's integral to what would happen next.
I play solo. What the fuck? I feel like these games, like extract games like this, it's much more better to play with people. Why play solo? What the fuck? What?
Queuing up just like them. The reason why I'm telling you this is because it's integral to what would happen next.
More challenging?
Because around the first week of March, Peaachxo would queue a solo game and encounter Nessie, which led to the event that permanently altered both of their lives. Watch for yourself.
Hello.
Yo. Oh my god, perfect. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. This is like really weird, but my friend is like completely stuck, and I want someone to knock him so I can like res him, and hopefully that knocks him out of the spot. He's literally just got completely stuck in this room.
But how is he your friend?
Oh, are you solo? I'm in a duo game. I duo queued with him.
Wait, what?
So I can't. So yeah, if you're solo, I'm duo. I can't knock him. He's like in here under these steps right here.
Why does this feel like a scheme?
Oh, he's full traps there.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a defib, so I'll do it. Hey.
Wait, he killed her. Yeah! I think the punching part is really funny. You can just punch him out. Yeah. So she got baited, basically. She was baited.
All right, so look, classic trap in games like this. If you've played any survival games like DayZ or anything that involves other players, yeah, you've probably been through this. It's not pleasant, okay? It's not a good time. True. But that's just the nature of these games. That's what you're signing up for. He told her his friend needed help. He trapped her in a room and then killed her. Okay. She wasn't the first player he did this to, and she wasn't going to be the last. I even think many of you watching would have raged at this, right? It's stupid, but you would have moved on afterwards. After raging a little bit, you would have just queued up the next game and started over. But of course, that's not what the streamer here, Peaachxo, would do. She'd actually decide to take this out of the game by leaving an inappropriate comment on the Steam profile of one of those two players.
What a fucking loser.
Oh.
What a fucking loser. Wow. I can smell the stank from here. Loser. TY for the free content. Suck a fat one.
Oh, yikes.
Next, after leaving a comment on the Steam profile of one of the two players, she decides to report Nessie in-game. And out of all the different things she could have picked, for some reason, she decides to go with scamming. Like, he scammed her. So I don't even know what scamming would entail in a game like this.
Liar. Got me killed.
Oh, man. I missed it in Rivals where you can report people and type the report. Yo, I think they got rid of it because of me, guys. I'm sorry. I would report like teammates that were throwing, and then I would report them, and then it would be throwing, and I'd like, don't ever let this stupid bitch play the game again. So when I got back on Rivals and I saw they got rid of it, I go, no, what? No. Annie, bro, when people were throwing, they are stupid bitches. I'm so for real, dog. Holy.
People like that make me hate
I'm gonna talk my shit.
An hour after she had reported him in game,
it's only gone
Nessie
for you.
would understand
you're right.
that he had just killed a streamer. And look, he has common sense. He understood that killing someone like this wasn't the most fun way to play this game. So he made it a point to go to her chat and say, hey, GG from before. This would be her reaction, and this would be their brief discussion.
Hello, GG from before. Hi, Nessie. Were you the person like in we're looking for processes?
No.
No, you're one stuck with the stuck friend. Ah, so you're the asshole from before. Right. Yeah, did you like the comment I left on the profile? So you're the asshole. Are you gonna be quiet now? You wanna be quiet now? Are we
yikes.
Where we're going with Dad? Everything you did required you being an asshole.
So look, so far, I mean, he's
yikes.
been nothing but nice, right? He's just
It's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing, dude. Ugh. Flex your badge on us. Oh yeah, watch this. Ready? Where's Chatterina? Hold on. Wait, I gotta pull up Chatterina. Oh yeah. Look at my badge. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, look at my badge. Oh yeah.
the guy hasn't streamed in a while, right? Even though he has no obligation to answer that, he'd say, I'm trying to lock in for you.
No!
And the first thing she says
Don't
afterwards.
skip me. Don't skip me. Don't. Thank you for the raid pack. How was your stream? Hello, raiders. Hi, party
To
people.
answer that, he'd say, I'm trying to lock in for uni.
Take him the
First thing
badge
she
to
says
anybody. I'm gonna kick
afterwards,
your
right?
ass.
She could have just ended it here and been like, you know what, dude? I don't agree with how you play the game, but whatever. It is what it is. See you
my
later.
God.
No, she makes a comment about how I hope people are safe around you. I hope you're not harassing or even being weird around people in your uni. Like, dude, where
Wow.
did this come from? Like, what's going
That's
on?
a crazy thing to say to somebody.
Your vibes give off. Good luck with that. Yeah. Good luck. Goodbye. Goodbye. I don't care if you have a partner badge. I don't care if you have a partner badge. I just with his friend, his so-called stuck friend, you solo queued with your friend into a game and lured me in to kill me and like put a barricade up. That is the shittiest. Going to uni. I'm a lawyer. Oh wait, no, my family member's actually a lawyer, not me. Sorry.
Oh, yikes, dude. Yeesh. Yo, what the fuck? Oh, yikes. Hello?
A lawyer. Oh wait, no, my family member's actually a lawyer, not me. Sorry.
Hey.
All right, so he gets accused of being a weirdo around people IRL in college, and then she remembers that he has a partner badge, which triggers her so much that she...
Look at her face, by the way. Chat, tell me this does not scream jealousy. Look at her face. Does it scream jealousy of having a badge, bro? Holy shit. Yeesh. What the fuck? Babe, it's just a game.
banned him from her chat. I mean, the messages were nothing but nice. You know, she could have just ended it right here and then by just being friendly, bantering a little bit. I mean, they're Australian, dude. Banter's in their blood, and just ending it there. So seeing how unreasonable she was becoming, Nessie's friend, the guy who was pretending that he was downed, would come into the chat.
The envy they talk about in the Bible.
She was becoming, Nessie's friend, the guy who was pretending that he was downed, would come into the chat to also say something. He'd say, I just got lured into a room by a guy that wanted me to help him free his friend. He trapped me and killed me. I just got this game 2 hours ago. Is it always like this? As you can imagine, he also got instantly banned as well.
I want you to tell your little boyfriend, thank you for the engagement. I appreciate it. Yeah, you can also send all the screenshots from chat as, like, evidence.
The reason why this is significant is because one of her mods would decide to say, all right, I'm going to go report this kid for harassment, LMAO. And mind you, when the mod says this kid, he's referring to Nessie, right? They don't care about his friend. They care about Nessie because he's the one with the partner badge. Even though everything he said has been nothing but courteous. She's saying, oh, let's get all the screenshots and report him. Report him for what? He just came in the chat and said GG. Like,
Dead ass.
But here's the thing.
I don't know if this is stereotyping, but she reminds me of Dead by Daylight players. Like, like I don't. Oh, huge stretch. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't know if that's like. I don't know if that's like stereotyping, but she definitely 100% like reminds me of a shit ton of Dead by Daylight players. That's crazy, but true. Real and true. Yeah.
Regardless of how weird
they all act like this, bro. I'm not even joking. Like I've seen a pattern. She's another Zaza.
Her interaction has been so.
They act like this when they don't play by their unwritten rules. Yeah, basically.
Like,
yeah.
But here's the thing. Regardless of how weird their entire interaction has been so far, things could have genuinely ended right then and there. For 99.99% of people on the internet, they would have never known this even happened. Unfortunately though, seeing how dead the Australian servers truly are, 2 days after this incident, they would end up getting into the same game again.
No
This is when things
way.
would truly escalate to ridiculous levels. So what happened here is that Nessie would come across Peach, right? And they would work together for a few minutes. What's interesting though is that Peach doesn't recognize him at all, right? She doesn't recognize anything about him. She thinks he's a random player that she encountered for the first time. Nessie, on the other hand, seeing that he's an absolute troll when he plays games like this, was planning to kill her anyway, regardless of whether he knew who she was or not. He'd eventually take out his pickaxe and start swinging. And by the time she dies, he'd realize something.
Oh,
I'm just gonna hit her with a pickaxe.
Yeah, do it.
I thought we were friends.
Oh my god. Oh, she died in the Fortnite way.
Nice to you.
I think I ran into you the other day.
Oh, you're the little from the other night.
Yeah, I thought I recognized your voice.
Yeah, you're the one that was trying to flex his partner badge on Twitch. Guess
It
what?
auto-equips.
Still
It auto-equips.
I don't care, you can turn it off, bro. It literally is an option when you're in Twitch. But also, you've been
What?
reported for harassment on multiple
Chat.
levels by multiple.
Yeah, you can turn off the badge, by the way. You can turn off the badge on Twitch. I have the option to turn it off, but I don't think I've ever turned it off in years, dude.
People and towards Sea of Thieves too. People know exactly who you are and what piece of shit you are for harassment for what you did.
Really?
It's all recorded,
Yeah.
it's all-
Yeah, your ego is too high to turn it off. Why would you? To flex on us. I got to other Tata streams. I got to other streamers streams. And I'll be like, look viewers, look at my badge. What's this? Your streamer doesn't have this. What a loser. Yes. Fuck, dude. The fucking Discord accent's gonna be stuck in my head for like a minute now. Holy shit. This fucking sucks. That's gonna be me. That's gonna be my stim for the entire fucking week. Is gonna be this stupid Discord accent. Watch, bro. I can fucking see it already. I'm literally gonna be stimming. Holy shit.
You are for harassment for what you did. It's all recorded. It's all done. I don't care who you think you are, but you're done.
Wait, what did I do?
He knows exactly what he did.
So here, she ended up surrendering, right? So instead of continuing the conversation, she just killed her character. But what's really interesting to note here is that before killing her for a second time, she had already implored her community to report him, not just on our creators, but they stalked his Twitch, saw what his primary game was, and reported him in Sea of Thieves as well for harassment. I mean, look, I think we're all not crazy.
Wow.
We saw what happened the first time, right? None of this was directed towards her. He was doing this to other players as well. She just so happened to come across him the first time, and he was nothing but courteous in her chat as well. What's really funny here is that there's also a comeback to the whole partner badge discourse, right? Oh, you came into my chat to flex it. Like, what? Again, it auto-equips. So by now, this went from somewhat of a misunderstanding.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that she's 31 because there's a 3 and a 1 in the back. So I'm gonna assume that she's like 31 acting like this dog.
To, oh no, I'm trying to just destroy your career. I'm trying to get your main account banned. Me and my community, not just from Arc Raiders, but from Sea of Thieves to your main game that you make content on. Shit was getting real.
This fucking cunt. This little piece of shit. Q sniped with his friend so they could go into a lobby and play together in solos, and pulled me into a room acting like he's found this person like glitched in the game.
Oh,
locked me in there and killed.
I thought you the text said old woman yells at Chud. I thought that's what it said. I had to like double take. Dude. I was like
Go into a lobby lobby and played together in solos and pulled me into
That
a
too.
room acting like this Janice person like glitched in the game.
Oh my god. Millennials, I swear. I don't know, man. There's like other shit you gotta be worrying about, man. This is like the least of your concern.
Blocked me in there and killed me. And then tried to come into the stream about an hour later, acting all tough and mighty, and I called him an asshole. And he was trying to flex that he's a Twitch partner.
Holy delusional.
Tough.
Holy delusional. Go back. What? No way.
This fucking cunt. This little piece of shit. Q sniped with his friend so they could go into a lobby and play together in solos and pulled me into a room acting like he's found this person like glitched in the game, blocked me in there and killed me. And then tried to come into the stream about an hour later, acting all tough and mighty, and I called him an asshole. And he was trying to flex that he's a Twitch partner.
This is like making up a scenario while you're in the shower. You know what I mean?
Tough and mighty. The guy came in and said, hey, good game. And again, with the flexing of the partner badge. Dude, I feel like this is our main issue right here. Who gives a shit about a partner badge?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? You're actually an asshole. I don't give a fuck who the fuck you think you are. And then because I called him out on his bullshit, he proceeded to then have his little boyfriends come and like hate watch me and like say these certain messages and stream. I'm like, bro.
Again,
wow.
Boyfriends. He only had one boyfriend, and it was his friend. And yeah, sure, you can argue what he said was sarcastic and kind of annoying, but I mean, dude, she left a Steam comment on his profile telling him to suck a fat one. I'm pretty sure the Steam comment that she left was actually on his friend's profile, and then she reported Nessie in-game. So his friend was absolutely warranted in posting a sarcastic message like that.
I don't give a fuck who this, like, yeah. Anyway. I wish I killed him. But I was so, like, what the hell? Like, this guy, like, being fake nice. But no, he's not a guy. He's a piece of shit is what he is. He's been reported by multiple people that he's a piece of shit. Yeah. Yeah, well, you were here for this, counted? Like, it was all, like, it's all been screenshot recorded and reported to the proper channels. I was like, I'm not having it. Yeah. Not on my watch. Like, I'm not an idiot. I know exactly what you're doing, my guy. Absolute cock stain. Sorry, that's offensive to cocks. Sorry, he's the smeg that lives in cocks.
What the fuck?
So there you have it, another confirmation from her that she
What the fuck? What the fuck?
and other members of her community had mass reported him. And of course, she would spend many minutes after the incident calling him names, insulting him, etc. But of course, that's not where things ended. 2 hours after this incident, Nessie would be in another Arc Raider streamer's chat, as he always was. What he didn't know though was that this streamer had recently played with Peach. They had collabed. Peach also happened to be in that streamer's chat, and when she saw Nessie, she would at him and say, also be careful of Nessie. He's harassed me before our games, and then again tonight in-game.
Oh my god, you look like a stalker. Holy shit. You look crazy, girl. What the fuck?
But of course, make the chat turn against him. How dare you harass her like this? Was someone saying, fuck you, fat dog Nessie? Ban that guy. You're a dog. Cut. That's very Australian. God, I'm gonna have to censor so much shit in this video. But that was Nessie's new reality. All because he was unlucky enough to run into her while he was playing the game like he always did. So look, so far, the only thing Nessie had done was kill her twice in a video game. Both of these instances were not targeted in any way. He just ran into her randomly. That's just the reality of how small the servers in Australia are. It is what it is. What he's gotten for this so far, though, has been a Steam profile comment that's inappropriate, a streamer in her community mass reporting him in both Arc Raiders and his main game, Sea of Thieves, and Peach going around the Arc Raider streamer community and telling them to avoid Nessie because he is a harasser, making him out to be some sort of creep. Now again, things to an extent could have still ended there, okay? They could have somehow moved on, forgot about it, whatever. We reported him, maybe it didn't work, she can just continue living her life. But that's not what happened.
No way.
You might have actually noticed this by the balloons that are behind Peach, but she had actually turned 31 around the time
Context clues, baby! I pre-watched! I fucking pre-watched! Ain't no way! What the fuck? Oh my god! Oh my god!
She can just continue living her life, but that's not what happened. You might have actually noticed this by the balloons that are behind Peach, but she had actually turned 31 around the time this happened. This made her friend that works at Embark Studios, the creators of Arc Raiders, to come into her chat and say happy birthday. This person, of course, wouldn't just be anyone. It would be the community lead at Embark Studios. So someone who has a hand in anything involving the community. And here's how Peach would use this to her advantage to escalate this to ridiculous levels. Watch.
How are you? I'm gonna try my very best not to ask you an Embark question. I'm gonna do my research and I'll find an email address. I have been so excited. I wouldn't say faggot for the expedition. I'm being harassed by someone who plays this game, is a streamer, and yeah, it's a whole thing. And I was gonna ask if there's like an email address to 25%. Oh my god! If there's an email on the website to contact about it, because I've got evidence and stuff.
Yikes, okay. Girl.
Thank you. I did not want to, like, you know, I thought I was gonna have a look on the website, but that helps immensely. Thank you.
Ooh, this reminds me. I think one of the Poppy Playtime, when we were playing Poppy Playtime, I think one of the Poppy Playtime devs were in my stream when we were playing the new chapter. Oh, bro. Yeesh. And I was talking so much shit about Poppy Playtime, dude. Oh, and I'll still keep talking shit, bro. What the fuck was that chapter? Why was the puzzle so fucking long?
But that helps immensely. How are you feeling with the expedition?
So this is how she framed it to the community lead at Embark. I'm being harassed repeatedly by one player who's making my life hell. Is there anything I can do in terms of like sending it to an official email? What's up? To which the community lead would say, yes, send me a DM on Twitch. She had direct access to the community lead. And seeing that the community lead, unfortunately, probably doesn't watch my channel, she didn't learn the very important lesson that is, there are two sides to every story. Conducting a band based on one person's perspective is a recipe for disaster, but that's exactly what ended up happening. Nessie, who had been playing this game almost every day, creating content for it, would be temporarily suspended for 30 days immediately afterwards for behavior that violates Embark's code of conduct. Without going into too many specifics, but he already knew what's up. He saw the VOD of her talking to the community lead. Because of this, he would end up creating a video that's unlisted called Message to Embark and sent it in his appeal. He would point out how most, if not all of the VODs that involved him and Peach had been deleted from Peach's channel. He would then proceed to go through everything we went through. In fact, all the clips I showed you were from his video, showing everything. Their first interaction, their chat messages, the second interaction, how she tried to destroy his reputation in other streamers' chat, etc. By the end of it, he had compiled everything into a board on Microsoft Paint. On one side was him, and the worst thing he could think of where he was harassing her was just sending his friend to type his message saying, I just got lured into a room by a guy that wanted me to help free his friend. He trapped me and killed me. On Peach's side though, we can see the Steam comment, we can see verbal abuse, we can see mass report / witch hunt, we can see chat rallied against me with many mean messages, so aka ruining his reputation in other streamers' chat. So obviously it didn't make sense to ban him without banning her too. If he was going to be made into a villain, then she deserves to get some flack as well. He sent everything in the support ticket, but he didn't get a reply for 5 days.
Wow.
So instead he got desperate and reached out to the community lead directly through Twitch DMs. This is where he would say, "Hey Austin, I'm really sorry for reaching out this way. I believe you might recognize my name from an email you received from Peaachxo. When reviewing her VODs for reasons that could have led to my ARC ban, I saw you in chat and assumed that the direct correspondence between you and Peach could have been what led to my ban. I feel horrible throwing accusations around, but there is no doubt in my mind that whatever email you received contained either outright lies or gross exaggerations. I have sent everything in my support ticket, but have received no reply in 5 whole days, and it feels very unfair to be waiting when in the instance of my interactions with Peach, it was myself who was actually harassed." He would then send the YouTube video I just showed you and then say, "This link contains a full timeline of all our interactions and shows how I was treated." This is when the community lead would reply with, "Hi there. I see this is an uncomfortable situation. I'd be happy to undo the ban, but I would need your assurance that any future interactions with Peach would cease. I'm happy to have the same conversation with her." Nessie would reply with, "Yes, please. All I want is this to go away. Please understand, however, that Oceania is small, and I have no idea if I run into her in-game unless one of us kills the other, and names show. I really want nothing to do with her, and if I see her in-game and somehow know it's her, I'll leave the game, or run away. Whatever you want." So look, it's important to acknowledge that the community lead was in an uncomfortable situation here, right? Having to deal with the ban of someone that her friend was claiming was harassing her. At the same time, though, as a community lead, you have to let go of your attachment to people and see things objectively.
Yeah.
It's cool that you actually replied to Nessie and bothered talking to him, which eventually led to him getting unbanned early. However, saying things like, "I want your assurance that any future interactions with Peach would cease" is definitely interesting. The guy had killed her twice. That's it. There was no proof he was targeting her. There was no proof he wanted to kill her in particular. He was just playing the game and ran across her. That is it. But still, he was willing to be cooperative if he knew that it was her. By this point, Nessie was unbanned. Great. But the threat of Peaachxo and her community was still there. They were still tarnishing his reputation, and they were still trying to mass report him from games that he played. I mean, it had worked. She had banned him for 30 days. If she found out he got unbanned, God knows what she would have done. So he decided to take the explanation video he had made to the ARC Raiders team and publish it on his YouTube channel, titling it, "Streamer Mass Reports Me After Being Trolled in ARC Raiders." It will be uploaded on March 6th, 2026, and it would get over 10,000 views. This was him pretty much defending himself and trying to repair whatever reputation he still had left in the ARC Raiders community after the damage that Peaachxo had done. In theory, it's a pretty good idea. The problem, though, was that he was dealing with Peaachxo, and she was about to escalate this to unforgivable levels. Because shortly after the video would be uploaded, it would get copyright claimed. Nessie would receive an email saying, "We received a copyright removal request for your video. Based on applicable copyright law, we've removed your video from YouTube."
Oh my god. Oh, I hate it when a video gets copyrighted, bro. It kills me. It kills me. It, like, eats me alive. Oh my god. Holy shit. Yup. Yup. Yup.
Content used. This is from a stream VOD from Peach's channel. Content found in entire video. Removal request issued by Peaachxo. Contact info is the same email you find on Peaachxo's social media. This was her. Now look, a copyright removal is a very big deal. Okay, it gives you a copyright strike. You get a few of those, your channel gets deleted.
True.
It's not like something you just do because you feel like doing. This is like you genuinely messing with the law. Now the good news is that you can counterclaim. And unless the other person actually hired a lawyer, they can't, counter again. In order for them to counter again, they have to actually take you to court. The problem though is by the time you counter, many people who actually do copyright strikes have already won. They don't actually care about the video being taken down. They care about getting your personal information because that's the only way you can counterclaim. And it's been a problem on YouTube for years.
Dude,
this has been a tactic employed against content creators by malicious actors who seek to harm them by getting their personal info. And unfortunately, that's what Nessie had to do to counterclaim this video. He had to put in his full legal name, his street address, his phone, his city, his email, his postcode, and his country. Peach only had to supply her email address. He had to give everything. And yeah, you guessed it, the person who copyright claims a video, when they receive the counterclaim, they can see all of this. Nessie would tweet about this and say, "How cool that the person who got their chat to mass report me everywhere for killing them in ARC Raiders now has access to all this information." But now you think, come on, dude, listen, okay, yeah, she's been very unreasonable. She's been very weird throughout the whole thing. She's not actually going to do anything with this, right? Like, come on. You'd really have to be crazy, right? Well, it turns out that Peach truly is that crazy. Because shortly after Nessie's appeal to the copyright strike, Peach would tweet this out on her account, saying, filing a police report on the partnered Twitch streamer who keeps harassing and stream sniping me and causing people to send death threats to me. I yelled at him in a game. He stream sniped me and I told him via proximity chat that I've reported him and people who witnessed his shitty behavior in game have reported him too. They told me. He thinks I mass reported him. Thanks for thinking I'm big enough to mass report though. He made a hate video about me, so naturally I reported it to the e-safety commissioner and he still won't stop, so now I'm reporting it to the police. I also copyright strike the video to YouTube as are a nightmare to talk to about harassment / bullying / death threats. She would then end this by saying, how I love being a woman on the internet.
Oh, I can't even say that. I can't even say I hate women. Oh my god. Oh, I'm holding back so much. I'm trying my hardest. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? Oh, that is crazy. That is insane. That is insane. What kind of logic is that? Oh my god, someone tagged Mujin. No way. Oh shit. Bro got tagged.
How I love being a woman
Bro
on
got
the
tagged to
internet.
this.
Yeah, so look, just in case you've watched this video so far and you don't have any common sense, don't worry, I got you. All of this, from start to finish, did not happen because Peach was a woman. Peach could have been an alien from Mars. She could have been like one of those fictional aliens from Star Wars, whatever you want, dude. She could have not even been from Earth. This is about her behavior. And the fact that she's making it about her gender is an injustice to anyone who's actually had to get harassed and stalked and all these things on the internet. These are real cases that deserve attention. And this case right here doesn't deserve to take any attention away from people actually struggling and suffering. I can't believe she said this with a straight face.
Yeah,
At
no
the same
kidding,
time,
bro.
though, when it came to Nessie, he was back to square one. The video of his that he made to defend himself was taken down, and now he had to live with the idea going to bed every day thinking, are the police gonna knock at my door? Things were getting very serious very quickly. He understood that he couldn't do this by himself anymore, he needed help. So he reached out to a friend of his that also happens to be a Sea of Thieves content creator and asked him to help. And so he did. He went by the name The Bee. And on his channel, they would both upload a video titled "Streamer Wants My Friend Arrested for Killing Her in a Video Game." And within just 2 weeks, it would amass over 500,000 views. It would go over a lot of clips that were already featured in Nessie's video, and near the end of the video, they would update everyone in telling them that yes, Peach claimed to have reported him to the police because she doxed his information through a YouTube copyright strike. How disgusting can you get as a person? At this point, it was over. Nessie's video didn't really get that much attention, but this one did. The Arc Raiders community was well aware of what Peach had done now, and it had even reached people who don't even play the game. Because you were that bothered that the person who killed you had a partner badge? Come on, man. So as you might imagine, after the Bee's video came out and everyone was well aware of her actions, she would proceed to private her Twitter account. No apology, no accountability, just running away and pretending like nothing happened. She of course has not streamed since then either. This all could have been avoided multiple times throughout this entire timeline. She could have stopped at any given moment and moved on, but no. We had to report him to the police.
Wow!
When it came to Nessie, though, he had
She
finally
doesn't
gotten
even
his video back
fucking...
up on March 26th, 2026, so almost 20 days after uploading it. The memes that have come out from this have also been pretty funny, of course. But in the end, I think what really blows my mind here is that this was all done by a streamer with 2,000 followers, right? Someone who doesn't really have that much of a mass influence on people. One has to ask themselves, what would Peach have done in this situation if she had 10 or 100 times the followers and the viewership? Honestly, it's scary to even ask this question, but we've seen it multiple times, especially on my channel. Some people let the influence get to their heads, their egos become inflated beyond belief, and they end up hurting people in the process. Guys, don't play extraction shooters if you don't expect to get killed by another player. And if you do, please don't dox them and involve the police. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see exclusive content, including awesome high quality drawings, as well as 2 exclusive yapping videos per month, then make sure to check out my stacked page in the description and the pinned comment. It's like Patreon, but in my opinion, better. I'll see you in the next video whenever that is. And I love you so much, platonically. Mwah.
I don't care if the police are too busy solving a crisis. I died in a video game! Help me! Dude. Oh, man. Women are insane. Classic woman moment. Holy shit. Yikes. Oh my god. Women in video games set back a few years again. Right. Right, dude.